guys, welcome back to another video. I'm Brickmaster Nate, and today I have an unboxing video of the LEGO Star Wars The Child set. So this set retails for $80 and has 1,073 pieces. The box shows off the main build and the minifigure in the bottom corner. Alright, let's get right into it. So inside there were 8 numbered bags, the instructions, and 1 sticker. Okay, let's get to the speed build. So first let's take a look at the stand. This is a standard build for any kind of UCS or Master Builder series set. There's the stud on the side for the minifigure, and there's also this huge plate that has the room for the sticker. And there's some pretty basic information that just says his home world, species, age, and there's also this cool graphic of the child. And there's also a few slopes on the back just for some added stability. You can also move this forward and a little bit more back if you want, but this piece right here limits how far back you can move it. But obviously, if you wanted to tilt it a bit more, you could just remove that piece. The figure itself is pretty basic. It's the same one that's been included in all of the Mandalorian sets, and I really hope they change this figure soon because it's starting to look really weird. Now let's take a look at the actual build. So it's really big. Here it is compared to the figure, and this is obviously smaller than a full figure, but as you can see, it's almost 2 studs tall. So this thing is definitely really big. The head is in sand green, which is to be expected, and this is a really cool color. I really like all the different pieces they used, and the eyes are actually printed, and it's really hard to tell at first, but you can see there's a little bit of brown on the bottom of this round piece, and I really like that detail. It adds a lot more life to the build, and it makes it look a lot less creepy. There's a ton of slopes on the head, especially towards the back and on the top. And I feel like these pieces really helped capture the entire look of his head. You can even see all the wrinkles and stuff, and I think it looks really cool. The mouth is built pretty well, except this piece on the inside is in light gray, which can either be a good thing or bad thing depending on how you look at it. I like it because I think it looks like teeth, and I think that's what they were going for. And I tried swapping this piece out with a fully black one in my own personal collection, and it looked a little bit weird, and it made this red stand out way too much. So I think this was definitely the right choice, and it makes a lot of sense. The ears are crucial to the build, and I think they're made pretty well. And in my opinion, this is the pieces that you use to shape his expression. And there's some slopes on the inside here, but the problem with the way that these are built is that the tan from the inside of the ear pokes through a little bit right here, which is not that big of a deal because this is supposed to be a playset. Which is not that big of a deal because this is supposed to be a display set, and you wouldn't really display it on the back, but I still wish they would have found some kind of way to fix this, but I think it's really not that big of a deal. Another small thing that I noticed was that if you look around, there's some pieces that are in dark gray, which also isn't that big of a deal, but does stand out a little bit if you know what you're looking at. And I wish they would have just made a few adjustments to their parts inventory, because you can see right here there's a pretty big gray piece, and it's the same on the back here. You can see this ball joint piece right here, which doesn't stand out too much, but it still would have been a really nice touch if they could have made those pieces in the new colors. The head is attached to the rest of the body through a ball joint, and this is the same kind that's used on Bionicles and figures like that, so in theory you could attach it to a Bionicles figure, but definitely wouldn't make any sense at all. So this ball socket right here can actually move back and forth, and you might have noticed that while I was adjusting the head. And the reason for that is so that you can move the head up or down without having any limits, and you can actually tilt it back if you want to move it down, or move it forward if you want to tilt it up. And I thought that was a really nice feature, and it was a really smart decision for the designers. So now onto the torso. There are a ton of plates, as you can see, and I think they did a really good job of shaping everything. Here you can see the entire thing, and there's also some of these angled plates and slopes that break up all of the plates. And overall, I think it looks pretty cool. One thing that I did notice is that this piece right here around the top is supposed to be a little bit thicker, and I wish they would have maybe pushed everything in general just a plate forward, because it doesn't look very defined and it just blends into the rest of the build. And these tiles and these slopes without the studs are supposed to kind of be the defining feature for those, but I still think it should have been at least a little bit thicker. The arms look really good in my opinion, and they're just attached through some Technic pieces, so they don't have any articulation. And there's also some curved pieces that go around the hands. And the hands themselves look pretty cool. I think these are the parts that have the most articulation because they're attached through a ball joint. And you can also move each individual finger back and forward, and you can also split these two apart. And I also liked how they used two different kinds of these 1x1 slopes for the thumbnail, and also these ones on the other fingers. And it's almost the exact same design on this one as well, except the left hand has the ball, and this piece is actually just a Lego globe that's in silver. And these are the pieces that are used on the inside so that it can attach to the hand, so it's just like that with these pieces that cover it like a shell. One slight problem that I had with this set was that I wish you could have the option to just put this entire arm down like that to kind of match the other hand, but it's really not that big of a problem, and it makes sense why they wouldn't include it, because then it would look a lot less accurate, or it would lack a few features. And I think it still looks cool with the ball. Here's what it looks like on the inside of the build. So you can just pull these panels off, take a look on the inside, and as expected, it's just a bunch of Technic pieces, these beams, and also these bricks that have the holes to attach the studs to. And something that I noticed was that they have all of the pieces in the front, like these pieces right here in yellow. And I always appreciate when LEGO does stuff like that because it makes the general build process easier. And it's also just a really nice feature whenever they do something like that. Overall, I think this is a really nice display set. And if you're into The Mandalorian, I definitely recommend picking this up. It was really fun to build, and there were also a lot of cool details throughout the build. And if you don't have Baby Yoda figure, this is a good way to get it. That's going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. Also, leave a comment down below. Thanks for watching. Bye.